that is new to our club. Always come in here positive, kind, and participating in everything. I'd like to welcome Valeria to do our icebreaker.
Good morning, everybody. Today, I'm going to give my first speech, which I name My American Dream. But before I start my speech, I want to ask you a question. How many of you were born or raised in this country? I assume most of you are. Well, that wasn't my case. I wasn't either born or raised in the United States. That might sound as an esoteric question, but you guys will understand once you hear my speech. My name is Valeria, and I was born in Colombia in 1981. Ever since I was a little girl, I knew I wanted to live in this country. My dad, he worked as a public relations for casinos, so because of his job, we had to travel to the United States very often. And he also had dual citizenship, so for that, my mom and I, we received the same rights of living and working here if at some point in life we wanted to. So I always knew I had an advantage for fulfilling my dream. I grew up in Colombia and did my studies in that country. When I was 20 years old, my parents decided to separate, where my dad, he came to live here in West Palm Beach with my grandmother, and my mom went to live in California with some family members. My focus at that time was basically to finish what I'd already started, which was my bachelor's in international business, be with the rest of my family, and be with my friends. So I wasn't alone in that country. I felt like home. I met my husband at school, which was my boyfriend at that time, and we were together for a year. After that year, we had the opportunity to do an internship where he went to Costa Rica, and I had the opportunity to come here to Miami to work in a small company that distributed computer parts, and so I did. I came here, and I was supposed to have an internship for 6 months. I found a roommate, which was also a friend from school in Colombia, who was also doing an internship, and ever since I had this experience here, I always knew this was the place that I wanted to come and live my life. My mom, she supported me in all step of the way because I don't know if most of you know, but internships are either non-paid or low-paid. I was only making $600 a month, which was really hard to pay for things. Anyway, my internship was only for 6 months. I went back to graduate, and my boyfriend and I continued to be in a relationship. When I graduated from school, everything changed. Suddenly, I wanted to stay in Colombia, be with my boyfriend, and get a job there. But little that I knew, things are very tough in my country. I was out of school, with no job, and still living out of my parents. That really killed me. I applied to many jobs with no luck. So what I started to do was apply to jobs online for companies here in Miami. I started to receive responses from these companies to come to interviews, but how could I? I was in Colombia. So I asked my parents for help and told them if they help me with a plane ticket, I will just come here, get a job, and start doing something out of my life. And so they did. They not only helped me with a plane ticket, but also they helped me find a car because they knew how hard is the city without one. But of course, if I wanted a nice car, it had to be with a loan. So I came into an agreement with them that they will help me with the first payments and I will pay it off. So I was extremely happy. I was fulfilling my dream. I was coming to the United States. I had a car. I had a place to stay. I had a plane ticket. But the only thing that made me sad was I was going to leave my boyfriend. But I needed to fulfill my dream. So I came to this country in September 27, 2004. And you always hear how this country is full of opportunities, but nobody tells you how hard is it to fulfill your goals. I thought I had all I need. I had a car, a school degree, working documents, but this is where I hit myself with reality. In order to pay for the stupid car, I was living in this country alone, and I had to have 2 jobs. I had a full-time here in Doral from 8:30 to 5:30, and then I had to run all the way to downtown for my part-time job from 6 to 10 o'clock at night, working Monday through Sundays, no time off. Meanwhile, I was trying to make a life here. I continued to be with my boyfriend, who couldn't come visit me because he didn't have a visa to come to this country. And I couldn't go visit him because I didn't have any time. I was working. So he applied for a visa and he got it denied. We both wanted to get married, but we both first wanted for him to come here first, know the country, and then take the big step. But we had to go with the second option, which was getting married in Colombia, me come back here and file for him as my husband. And so we did. After 7 months of not seeing each other, I went back to Colombia and we got engaged. I came back 3 months after I got married. I only had a 4-day honeymoon. I came back here, I filed for him as my husband, and after a year, everybody talked how crazy we were because these kind of processes, they take forever. So, and it did. It took a year that we had to be separated, and then after that, he finally got his visa. He came to this country in June 2006, and that was one of the happiest days of my life. One of the happiest days. The month after he came, I joined a company called Starboard Cruise Services. It's a company that is a duty-free retailer on board cruise ships. I have been working for this company for 5 years, and in this place, I have grown professionally and personally. At this point, I finally only had 1 job. A year later, I started to work on my MBA degree, which I pursued in June 2009. Today, I'm a proud citizen of this country. I have a happy family. My mom also came to live from California to Miami, and my dad comes to visit very often. Also in 2010, we became proud parents of a little baby girl named Isabel Sofia, which is the love of our lives. I am continuously looking for ways to improve myself, and due to that, I joined Toastmasters International because one of the issues I had to continue to succeed professionally was to build more confidence in public speaking. My husband is also part of Toastmasters, but couldn't be here today as he's traveling for work, but hopefully he will be here next week giving his first speech. Today, I am here standing here in front of all of you, and hopefully with more speeches to come. My name is Valeria, and this is my American dream. Thank you.